afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of Institute Innovation Council of Panimalan Institute of Technology for this panel discussion on innovation and the startup ecosystem in India. Today, we have three special guests with us as panel members. Dr. S. Ilevel from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering and Mr. V. Sendil Velan from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering and Dr. Pugulendi from Panimalar Engineering College. So, first, I thank our college management and our principal, Dr. T. Jayanti, and our head of the department, Dr. N. Nindyanandam, for extending their support to organize this event. And I thank the three chief guests for readily accepting my invitation to conduct this panel discussion program. So now we will first introduce the three chief guests, then we will start the program. So first I will request Mr. Jnana Kumar to introduce the chief guest, Dr. S. Ilevel. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening to all present here for a wonderful session about panel discussion on innovations and startup of the ecosystem. So in this session, I'm happy to introduce to our legend speaker, not only a speaker, he is an excellent motivator also. He is Dr. S. Ilevel, Manager, Entrepreneurship Promotional and Incubation Center at Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. The time to introduce the speaker is less, so I can't read out his achievement elaborately. Sorry, sir. So I brief his profile shortly. Dr. S. Ilevel completed his UG in Mechanical in 1997 under Madras University.
Okay.
Then completed his PG in Production at the Tyagaraja College of Engineering at under the Madurai Kamaraj University. Then completed his doctoral degree in 2014 at Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering under Anna University campus. They start its career from 1997 at Rajarajeshwari Engineering College, Tyagaraja Engineering College, and later on and continue his career at the Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. In SVCE, since 2000 onwards, he started his career as a lecturer and promoted as associate professor since 2009 onwards. During his career, he published 15 research articles in international and national journals and 10 research papers in international national conferences. He grabbed the Best Teacher Award in 2014 at SVCE. During the last 2 years, he conducted 12 awareness programs on entrepreneurship, 14 workshops were conducted under his guidelines, and during the past 5 years in his career, 7 proposals were initiated by him for the various financial support for the different projects. Now I hand over this session to our speaker, Dr. S. Ilevel. Sir, please, sir.
Thank you, Professor Jnana Kumar. Thank you for nice introduction.
Yes, Professor.
Yes, Professor.
1 minute. We will introduce the other speakers also. Then we will start the session, sir.
Please.
Thank you, sir. So now I request Mr. Raja Kartikeyan to introduce the next speaker, Dr. Pugulendi. Raja, sir. Raja, sir.
Yes, Professor. Unfortunately, I unmuted. Yes, sorry, Professor. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor.
You, uh,
My voice. Thank you, Professor. It is a great opportunity to introduce a great person, Dr. N. Pugarendi, Professor in Computer Science and Engineering. He has a 18 years experience of education. He is a trainer for technical and soft skills, in charge for EDC Entrepreneurship Development Cell in Panimalar Engineering College. He finished his PhD CSE in Manoormaniam Sundaranar University in 2013, ME CSE in Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology with first class 2006, and MCA Madras University first class with 2002, and BSc Madras University first class with 1999 awards, a Best Teacher Awards from PEC 2007, Sevai Chammal Award Anbagam in 2010, and received a Best Practice Award for Social Responsibility organized by ICT Academy in 2018, and Outstanding Educator Award by Asian Techno Soft 2018. Credits: Executive MOD and earned a check for rupees 15 lakhs in upgrading the internet programming lab to a web series lab, web server lab. Then he is a setter for a question paper for a coursework programming for Annamalai University and Sedu Institute of Technology, Autonomous and PE BTech students. And fund received, sir received a 5 lakhs.
Raja sir.
Sir, no problem, sir. Proceed with the next guest, sir. No problem.
Uh, Thank you, Amos. So, with immense pleasure, I'll introduce the third panel member of today's panel discussion, Mr. V. Sendil Velan from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. Mr. Sendil Velan has completed his BTech in production engineering from MIT campus, Anna University, and he did his master's in manufacturing at same institute, MIT campus, Anna University. Now he is pursuing his PhD from Anna University, Chennai. Before his teaching tenure, he has 6 years of industrial experience. He worked in MS Tespa Tools Private Limited and MS Devi Polymers Private Limited, Chennai. He has been part of entrepreneurial activities of Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. Thank you, Amos, for an introduction. There is a network problem. Okay, now we will start with Dr. A.C. Level. Sir, the session is yours.
Very good afternoon. First of all, I like to thank the Innovation Council for arranging this panel discussion. I like to thank our management, Panimalar Institute of Technology, principal, fellow faculty, staff members, innovation coordinator, entrepreneurship cell coordinators, those who are interestingly arranging this type of program for students. Now another 5 to 10 minutes, I'll introduce innovation and entrepreneurship. Then our panel members, my beloved friend Professor Pugalenthi from Panimalar Engineering College, and from our own institution, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, senior most entrepreneurial activity member, Mr. V. Sendil Velan. They are also joining for this panel discussion. They will give some initiative related to innovation and startup policy. Now another 5 to 10 minutes, what is innovation? How it is necessity for our engineering students. Fortunately, you are belonging to technology-based community. Every day you are doing some mathematics, physics, and some interesting relevant subjects based on your branch. Do some innovation kind of thing. Based on that, you can improve value. Now, our famous scientist, Jeffrey, says, creative idea in order to generate value. The way of expressing innovation from Jeffrey, famous scientist, increasing revenue, reduce the cost. Being engineering, technology-based person, we always interested to words increasing revenue, reduce the cost, or reduce the cost and the revenue, increasing the revenue both. This is the Jeffrey definition. Based on our technology subjects, electronics, communication, electrical engineering, mechanical, thermal science, computer science, now you are reducing the waste, reduce the cost and improve the revenue. This is our Jeffrey definition for innovation. We are in the technology field, definitely we will do something related to innovation. Without innovation, entrepreneurship will not flourish. Another one famous scientist, Mike Shipplesue, he expressed in own words, new goodness to new customer in new market. This is possible only by innovation. New goodness, new customer and a new market. These are possible for our engineering graduates. During their regular studies, they can concentrate their own relative innovation. From our country, Swami Vivekananda, he gave beautiful definition for process of innovation. From its own words, I am expressing about innovation. Take up an idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscle, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. Students are joining the first year, they are doing some basic course. Then in the second year, they have a basic engineering subjects. After third and fourth year, they are having a different color, maybe suitable job or higher studies or innovative kind of thing. For innovative kind of thing in your memory, in your mind, definitely you express your words to your coordinator, innovation coordinator. We have a lot of scheme for getting fund from state and the central. So please take process of innovation in your mind from the first year. Once again, I'm repeating, take up an idea during your studies, particularly in your core subject. Take one idea, make that one idea in your life, think of it. The same idea, you dream. Even that brain, muscle, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea. So definitely this is a way of success. Then we have different social issues in our country. During the period, you analyze what are the various present problem in our country. If you have a solution based on your studies, if it is possible, please do some innovate kind of thing. Have different variety of innovation. We'll call in the subject types of innovation. Innovation from the networking through business model, enabling the process, core process, product performance, product system, innovation in the service, innovation in channel, even marketing people, they are doing some innovation in the brand. So being we are in the technology based person, we can concentrate on core process, product performance, product system, service, business modeling, networking. These are way of some innovation. Before end of my conclusion, I want to classify or distinguish invention and innovation. Invention, creating something new, that is invention. From money to idea, simply we can take invention. Innovation from idea to money, making invention into a product form. So this is very, very important. Try to understand invention and innovation. Cash from the money to our generating the idea, invention. Innovation from the idea, based on that idea, we are improving value. Simply telling value means increasing the revenue, reducing the waste, reducing the cost. So idea to cash, innovation. Now, finally, we have a equation. What is innovation? Innovation is equal to creativity and commercialization. Innovation is equal to creativity and commercialization. During the COVID period, the small invention based on our PG students at Vizhupuram Medical College, they based a time frame in the second wave of COVID-19. What that time frames? What is the benefit of that idea? COVID problem, that is a symptom start from the first day. First 5 days, there is no major issue. Maybe a simple symptom like light fever, throat pain, or some cough. Only in the facial expression, small things. It will go another within 5 days. 85% of the problem will go off within 5 days. If it goes to 6th day with little bit problem in the fever or any other thing, that they will classify as a pulmonary COVID. Pulmonary COVID means it's entering into the lungs. That is a taker. Based on the survey of this critical situation, what is the benefit? I will tell. First 5 days, 85% of people without any issue, they will get cured. After 85%, remaining 15%, if it is a 6th day, 7th day, from the day of symptom, 6th, 7th, 8th days, continuous fever, throat pain, some breathing problem, that is important time. That time we need to go for hospital. So based on the time framing, that innovation, that beautiful idea, based on that, they are capable for taking care of the patient, particularly in the ward. For that, they have a simple 3 tests, only temperature, another one simple breathing using pulse oximeter. If the pulse oximeter reading beyond 95, above 95, the patient is safe. So if he is safe, he or she is safe, they can take care in the quarantine center or in the home quarantine. even though it's affected COVID. Because of that, really affected people can get bed at the hospital. If it is below 95, segregation of oxygen through oximeter, definitely they go for hospitalization. That time, based on the time frame, based on the idea generation, the team of doctors from Viluppuram Government Medical Institute, they are developing a time frame from the day 1 to day 10, then 10 to 15, the critical period. This type of innovation definitely save life of our people. So who really need bed, oxygen with the support of oxygen, who really they want bed. So our engineering graduates during the pandemic condition, they can do some wonder because there are a lot of interesting subjects. We have a instrumentation, measurement, metrology, wave theory, computer science students having some art of artificial intelligent work. So based on that, we can do some wonder, we can do some society, something new. So we can save many things. Now, I like to thank our faculty members, innovation coordinator for arranging this beautiful program. Thank you for giving opportunity. Now, if you have any other question after our panel member, other two members discussion, we will discuss in detailed manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you for your enlightening speech. So now I request Dr. Pugalindi to address this gallery.
So good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
First of all, I thank the Panimalai Institute of Technology management, the principal, EDC coordinators, my panel members, my beloved brothers, Elevel sir and Sendilalan sir. So the topic given to me is innovation and startup ecosystem in India. So what is the current trend that is going towards the innovation and startup ecosystem in India, and what the government have been recognized and how much importance given to this innovation and startup? So in this government, so totally they have recognized 41,061 startups. So in the 39,000 startups have given 4,70,000 jobs. So India currently is in the world's third largest startup ecosystem. So in these 38 firms is being valued over $1 billion. Nowadays, so a lot of private players are working. Nearly 40 startups are working in space and satellite. So in recent years, the government has taken several measures to support startups, including broadening the definition of startups, simplifying the regulations, providing income tax exemptions, and settling up rupees 10,000 crore funds for startup operated by the Small Scale Development Bank of India, that's SIDBI. So as on December 1, 2020, so SIDBI has committed nearly 4,326.95 crores to 60 SEBI registered alternative investment funds. So these funds have, these 60 SEBI registered organization have raised nearly a corpus of 31,591 crores, 31,598 crores. So it is also noted around 319 startups have been granted income tax exemptions. So the government also approved the Startup India Seed Fund scheme with a corpus of rupees 945 crore to provide financial assistance to startup for proof of concept, prototype development. So it may be a prototype, product trials, market entry, and commercialization. And also it has started a scheme called Startup Yatra. So that is started in 2017 for the entrepreneur talent in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. So I think in Chennai, I didn't hear about this Startup Yatra. I heard here in Coimbatore, they have started the Startup Yatra. So that bus will start from the a group of students who are interested to become an entrepreneur, and they will have some it may be a startup or maybe entrepreneurs will be there, and they will be going to a lot of companies. So they'll be going to a lot of startups and they will be making a discussion. It will be a one-day program. So totally 23 states have been benefited in that, and in fact the outcome is 78,346 aspiring entrepreneurs have been participated in that. So, at a part of this initiative, a total of 1,424 incubations have been started. So, based on Startup Yatra. So, India's, as I told, it's going to be a third largest startup ecosystem. So, it has 21 unicorns. So, that is unicorn means it's the company or the startup which have valued over $1 billion. So, three cities are taking the first three positions. It's Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi. So cities like Pune, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, and Kolkata are also counted a lot of emerging startups. So comparing the Bangalore, in Bangalore we have nearly 13,000 startups, but in Chennai we have only 500 startups. So we have to concentrate more. The young, energetic, dynamic engineers have to make this number yeah, hike. So we can. So I think we have a startup India seed fund scheme, SISFS. So nearly they give 945 crore. So for the financial to make the startups. So where does this innovation happens and what we have to do for going for the innovations? It's not where you think. Innovation happens where idea happens. So the more idea, the better. So the idea is going to be the better. So we have to concentrate more on the ideation rate. That is going to be the very important thing. So if you take a small organization where the ideation, how the ideation rate can be calculated, excuse. So as the number of ideas approved by the management divided by the total number of active users in the system, so that we can calculate the ideation rate. So coming to the launch your startup, so I can give 7 essential tips, strategies, and ideas how to make a startup. So before going to this, actually 71% of the business fails within 10 years because you don't have a very good the company off the ground. So we need to hard work for this for a year or for some years to make the business success. So the first one is make a business plan. So the business plan plays a very important role. So we are going to have a legitimate business plan is going to be another story. So and then we have to have the secure appropriate funding. So where we have to get the capital. So it may be from your friends, family, or angel investors, or the venture capitalist. And then third one is surround yourself with the right people. So you must have a right employees, right lawyer, accountant, and financial advisors. We should have a very good sole proprietorship, partnership, corporation, and limited liability companies. And then the fourth one is finding a location and build a website. So you have a very good the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. And the fifth one is becoming a market expert. So you should know something about the content marketing, affiliate marketing, email marketing, and then the search engine optimization, social media marketing, search engine marketing, pay per click advertising, like that. So we can earn from the internet. So that's going to be the criteria. Sixth one is build a customer base. So all the things depends on the customer service. So this there is no secret. So we must have a effective marketing team that's going to play a very good vital customer service role. And then prepare for anything. So you are going to launch your startup company. It won't be easy, and you need to plan for some hurdles along the way. You have to pay your bills. You have to pay your taxes, like that. So coming to the steps, what are the steps to register your startup within Startup India? So the step one is incorporate your business. You must first incorporate business as a private company, a private limited, or a partnership firm, or a limited liability partnership certificate of incorporation, or partnership registration, and PAN and other compliances are required. Step two is register with Startup India. So it's very easy step. Now we have the online, so we can go to the startup, so we can give your mail ID, you will get the OTP, type your username, and what is the stage of your startup, and other details it will be asking. It's very easy to create in online. You can go to the Startup India website. And then we have to step three is get the DPIIT recognition, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So this recognition is very useful to get the benefits like high quality intellectual property service, resources, relaxation in public norms, self-certification under labor, environment laws, and then fund from the banks, like that we can get. Step four is recognition of the application. So they are going to view the details and the startup recognition form. So we are going to click the submit button. So your application will be, you can view and you can submit the application. What are the documents that is required for registration that we require? Registration certificate of your startup, details of the directors, the proof of the pitch deck, website link, video. What is the patent you have, patent and trademark details you have? That's optional. And then we have the PAN number. Step 6 is recognition number. The certificate of recognition will be issued after the examination of all your documents, which is usually done in 2 days after submitting the details online. So other areas you must concentrate is the patents, trademarks, design registrations, so like that. So you can get the funding also from a lot of persons, or a lot of government also is supporting the fundings. So we need the letter of recommendations, letter of funding, sanction letters, Udyog Aadhar, MSME certificate, GST. These and all are option. So before and all, if you want to start a startup, it's going to be a mandatory. But now, so the letter of recommendation is not asked, the letter of funding is not asked, sanction letters they don't ask, Udyog Aadhar you don't want, MSME certificate, GST certificate, they don't want all these things. So finally, my conclusion is so as I told already. So only 500 startup is in India. So we sorry in Chennai. So we have to increase it more, and it can be done by the young, energetic, dynamic engineers like you. So finally, I conclude like this: don't be a job seeker, be a job provider. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you for your wonderful talk. Now, we will have a discussion after completing the Senthil Velan session. Now, I will request Mr. Senthil Velan to address this gathering.
Yes, sir.
Senthil Velan, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. I have joined. Sir, good afternoon, sir. Myself, Senthil Velan.
Yes, sir.
So,
You are audible, sir. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm very much thankful to the wonderful opportunity given to me for the management of PIT and so Sir Murugan sir and panelist Dr. S. Level and Dr. Pugarendi and the participants of this forum. So the topic for this today's discussion is given ecosystem for innovation and startup in India. So I would like to share few points in this regard. In my personal opinion, so what is the ecosystem? First of all, let me share some information about the ecosystem so that we can understand why it is required for innovation and startup. A person as a common man, if at all if he decides to start some enterprise or business on his own, he has to do his business in the open space by means of acquiring some space and building some construction and then getting some order and then getting some legal formalities and all. To carry out all these things in a common place, this is very hectic in the present scenario. In our Indian context, all might be agree with that. So starting is a very huge headache one. Apart from that, continuing that business is also the another part. So that is a very hectic scenario everybody is facing in our state. So in this situation, as a fresh graduate, a student coming out with his degree, if at all he wants to do all these things in this common domain, it is a very he will feel uncomfortable, and also he will have so many lot of nonsense in this situation. So in order to safeguard these fresh graduates, so that we need to provide some space, comfort zone. So that's what this ecosystem inculcates. So ecosystem is a particular place wherein which the fresh graduate can think about of starting his own enterprises, and he can able to continue his business activities. So that is the main objective of establishing an ecosystem in a particular place. So that's the reason behind it. So we can say some example. Export processing zone. Everybody is familiar with that MEPSIN Tambaram Sanitarium, Madras Export Processing Zone, Special Economic Zone in Staypermodor. So these are all the places where in which that companies can do their business without having any disruption, any disturbance from the society. So in such a way, the government built a particular place so that the people inside that particular campus, they are doing their business. So that is a model built up. In same way, the fresh graduates requires a particular place where in which they will get all kind of hand holding support. So what are the hand holding support? Finance, guidance in technical aspects, and mentoring in that administrative and the legal aspect. So all these things are considered as a hand-holding support. All these things should be available in a particular place under one umbrella. So that's what the uh, system built up by the government, establishing an ecosystem in a particular place. What is a particular place? So that is the second point. Particular place, why I am specifically mentioning that the government and other entities are defining that particular place, selected that particular place as a higher education institution, that is universities and colleges. So that is the only place able to provide all these first-hand or handhold support to the fresh graduates so that they can immediately start their business activity. So that's what the higher educational institutions are focused nowadays, to build up that ecosystem. So ecosystem is possible within the campus of Panimalar Institute, Panimalar College campus itself. So in such a way, nowadays all the activities and policies and then rules and regulations are framed by government. One beautiful initiative by the both the state and the union government, that is establishing a incubation centers, business incubation centers or technology business incubation centers, whatever it may be. Both state and union governments are supporting all the higher educational institutions to establish such a ecosystem inside of the academic campuses. So what is the benefit behind it? The academic institutions, they are working up to 4 o'clock. Beyond that, all the resources available within the campus are ideal. So that resources can be utilized by the fresh graduates, innovators, entrepreneurs, the startup people, those who are in need of accessing all these facilities. Suppose that academic institutes build a network with all these stakeholders. The stakeholders could be the alumni people, the financial institutions, the state government, the union government, the industry people, the fresh graduates, innovators, even a common man without having any proper education qualification. So all these people can join together so that they can make use of the resources which are available in ideal manner during their non-academic hours, so that the fresh graduate can come out with a beautiful prototype or a model or a product, so that that entrepreneurship, that is a process, can be taken place inside the college campus. What is the first and foremost important thing required for this thing? That is a technical guidance, and then equipment or tools or machinery is required. So as far as the fresh graduate concerned, what are the machineries and tools and the equipment facilities available in the lab, that is enough for the beginning stage. With that, they can start their trial. And then technical guidance. The expert available inside the academic campus, they can be utilized, they can be approached so that the people can get help from them. So these are the two prominent important criteria that are available in the academic higher education. That's what the government is focusing higher education. Okay, if at all that fresh graduate decided to come out with their concept to roll out his idea. So immediately that incubation centers can be approached. That's what all the higher education institutions are encouraged. So in my personal opinion, nowadays all the higher education institutions are coming out to establish incubation center. The incubation center could be any type. One is a business incubation center, another one is technology business incubation. A little bit different between these two. One is business incubation center is nothing but even that finance and commerce people can do their business. For example, financial services, consultancy on financial aspects. They are also encouraged to come out with startup. That and all not required any machinery, any equipment. So that and all coming under business incubation center. What is the technology business incubation center? That is TBI. TBI is nothing but it requires some kind of particular technology, deep technology, or some kind of equipment, higher sophisticated and specialized kind of equipment. So that and all available in the universities and engineering college. That's what we are bifurcating business incubator and TBI. So the business incubator and TBI are focused by the government to establish in the academic campus. That's what the ecosystem is best to establish inside the academic campus. Okay, that is one part I want to convey. And then another thing. So, okay, if at all that management of the higher education institutions are coming forward to establish all these things inside the campus. Okay, that's enough. What is the next important thing is required by the innovators is grant. That is finance requirement. So financial is the second important thing apart from the technical guidance and equipment facilities. So who will help? The parents and all already spend some amount of money on students in education. So definitely we can't expect the parents will support. And then second thing is the bank. So bank normally will not support for all these kind of innovations. So it is a very important source, prominent source is the government. So nowadays governments are coming forward to support all these innovators by means of providing grants. There are so many schemes, there are so many grants are available with state government and union government. That is separate topic, we can discuss that. So if at all that innovator or fresh graduates wanted to go ahead with this, so he can get facilities from the college campus, he can get finance from the government. With this, all these things, the people, those who are interested on entrepreneurship or innovation or startup, he can beautifully start his career in this kind of ecosystem. That's what I want to convey, that second point. Third one, in this aspect, if you see some recent development taken place, one example I can quote by our state government, that is innovation park. So apart from this academic institution, if you observe that there are so many academic institutions in our state established incubation center. Okay, if you search in Google, you can come to know all about these things. Apart from that, state government is also taken one step ahead in establishing innovation park. That is similar to the business incubation center or technology business incubation center. Our own state government decided to establish such an ecosystem in two places. One is in Sriperumbudur, another one is in Hosur. This is the two important places they have identified to establish, to build, to operate the incubation center. We are calling it as incubation center, that is a miniature model. State government planning to establish an innovation park, that is research park is established by the IIT Chennai, everybody knows. Likewise, similar kind of thing, innovation park is decided by the state government to establish it, to build it, to operate it in Sriperumbudur Sipcot Industrial Park. Another one is Hosur Sipcot Industrial Park. That is a recent development taken place by our state government. In same way, union government is also decided, came out one scheme, that is industrial corridor. So So industrial corridor, that is a defense corridor. They have announced that defense corridor, that is Chennai, Vellore, Bangalore. So that is a national highway. This national highway is having a feasibility of establishing small manufacturing enterprises in the aspect of manufacturing of defense products. So that's what that recently that Oragadam Sipcot Industrial Park identified to establish aerospace manufacturing industry. So by means of considering all these things, this national highway, Chennai, Hosur, Vellore, Hosur, Bangalore, this national highway is having a speciality and also it is having a feasibility of establishing a manufacturing setup, manufacturing kind of small enterprises. One thing is academic institutions are lying in this corridor. Another one is manufacturing sector. Ambattur, Gindi, Sriperumbudur, Ranipet, and then Hosur up to Bangalore. So by considering all these things, government came forward and they announced this NH as an industrial corridor. So these are the two recent developments, one by state government, another one is state union government. If we consider this, the higher education institutions in this corridor can plan for establishing a beautiful ecosystem inside the college campus so that the large scale industries in this corridor and then fresh graduates inside the college campus can build a network so that they can get beautiful opportunity to come out without new novelty idea, so that they can get fund from government, order from the industries in this corridor, so that they can start their beautiful career. So that's what I want to convey. My conclusion is Panimal College can initiate this kind of activity since it is lying on this corridor and also it is lying in the hub, industrial hub, in such a way both Panimalar Institute and Panimalar College students can get help and guidance from this ecosystem. Thank you for this opportunity for sharing my personal views. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Senthil Valan, for your exposure on industrial park and innovation park. So definitely we will think of in this direction. So now the panel members have delivered their speech. Now the forum is open for discussion. If students, you have any doubts or specific doubts, if you want to ask the particular panel member, you can ask, or otherwise if it is an open question, then any panel member can answer your question. Now the forum is open for question answer session. Students, unmute yourself and ask questions to the panel members.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. This is Arun from Panimalar Institute of Technology. Thanks all the panel members for giving your inputs. It was very informative. Being an expert speaker in the domain of entrepreneurship, I would like to hear from Ilayvel sir about opportunities given by Tamil Nadu EDA so that participants can benefit out of it, and funding opportunities that entrepreneurship India is providing to participants.
Okay, Arun sir.
Sir, Tamil Nadu government, EDA Tamil Nadu giving two important schemes. One is Innovation Voucher Scheme A, Innovation Voucher Scheme B. Innovation Voucher Scheme A for idea. From idea to prototype, they are giving 2 lakhs rupees. Student from engineering institute they can get benefit from Panimalai Engineering College. A set of students received the amount. If you have a prototype, if you go for commercialization, IVPB, they are giving 5 lakhs rupees. So they are ready to fund. If you have an idea, you contact your coordinator. Your institution is a knowledge partner. EDA Tamil Nadu and your institute being a knowledge partner and a student, you have a tripartite bond, then you can execute. So if you have an idea, definitely you can get funding. Otherwise, if you have an idea, you are approaching for amount more than 2 lakhs or 5 lakhs, you can contact the incubation center. Our IIT Madras technology-based incubation center, you can contact. IITDM Kanchipuram near Tambaram, Vandalur. You can contact for particularly health sector. We have various incubator. Our Shiv Venkateshwara College of Engineering Entrepreneur Promotion Incubation Center recognized by MSME. If you have an idea, we will give a mentor support as well as financial assistance from the government. So idea to prototype, whether the idea is valid or not, that we will judge with our expert team, we will call mentor. We have expert member in technical mentor as well business mentor. So what is the important thing? If you want to improve something, you have a suitable idea. Then the idea is viable or not, that incubation center will take care. If it is viable, we will go to next step. Thank you. Any other question, please?
Thank you,
sir.
Ilayvel
Thank you.
sir. Thank you. Students, so you can ask any question related to startup or entrepreneurship to the panel members.
You are asking cloud funding. Sendilvaran sir. Yes, yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. It is one of the source for meeting our financial requirement. So normally, in our Indian context, most of the startups are depending on government because that government is extending their financial as a grant. So no need of returning it. So that is the main important thing. Apart from that, if at all we are not enough with that amount, we can go ahead with what you said, that angel investors or venture capitalists or crowdfunding. Like that, we can go ahead. Because, for example, Ether Energy is one of the startup, very famous startup, came up with the electric scooter. Initially, they managed with government funding, but after one point of time, their expansion that is scale up. It went beyond that level, so they are unable to meet with that grant available with the government. So it is compulsorily they have to go for this kind of financial sources. Once if we approach these kind of financial sources, we need to equip ourselves to share our benefit. So that is a risk available in that kind of sources, financial sources. For example, we are getting some amount from the angel investors as a crowdfunding. then we have to share our benefit with them. So for what purpose they are helping us in financial aspect? Either they will get back that amount with interest, or they will expect of sharing our profit in equity. So in such a way, two modes. Either we have to give back that amount with the interest, or we have to share our profit, what we are getting from the market. If you are ready to face this, then we can go ahead with this kind of financial sources. As a beginner, normally we are working in the college campus. We are helping for the fresh graduates and students. Normally we are concentrating on government funding, because if the project is goes failure, no need of worrying about of repaying. If it is getting success, no need of sharing that profit. So that's what we are inculcating among the students community for approaching the government grant. Once they get familiar and once they get confident and all, they will not expect the support from us. On their own, they will go and approach this kind of financial sources. In my opinion, first step, government grant is advisable. Then second step and third step, that is scaling up. For that and all, they can approach this kind of sources. Thank you, sir. Am I satisfied with this answer? Thank you.
Almost,
Thank you, Sandhya sir.
almost, Pugalendi. So actually, crowdfunding is going to be a small sum of money. So we can collect from multiple people for a small project. It may be for a specific project, or it may be for a specific business venture like that. It may be also for a social cause also. So a lot of companies are there in India, but in India we don't encourage equity crowdfunding. So that means so we are going to invest on an early stage. Some of the unlisted companies can be there, so they can't exchange their shares. So that is going to be the thing. So some of the top crowdfunding company, if you see, means Kickstarter. I think you have heard, that's the one of the first crowdfunding site in India. And then we have Keto, like that, Wishberry. I think one more Milap, like that. We have certain crowdfunding companies. So a lot of crowdfunding sites are there in India. But as Senthil sir told, we have a lot of government schemes that we can go for that instead of this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think there is a question in chat box. Amo sir, can you read
Okay.
it?
Yes, sir. Usually, in our sir, I would like to answer for this question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Usually, there are two types of incubators in our Indian context, sir. One is private incubator, another one is government-supported incubator. So, government-supported incubators, almost 90% of the government-supported incubators are established in the academic campus. So all these incubators are working for the cause of innovators and entrepreneurs and startup benefits. So normally they won't expect any sharing from their equity. Only they will expect nominal service charge because of their sustainability. They want to get some revenue generation aspect. So that is the surcharge alone. So that will be very nominal one. So everybody is able to pay it. But private incubators, that is kind of accelerator. We can say them as the accelerator. They will give their own fund for meeting their financial requirement. So in that case, they will expect some kind of sharing in their equity. So we have to make it clear before getting help from them, because before getting some kind of support from them. So on a mutual agreement, before we have to get it all the clarification. That's what I want to convey for this Magesh sir question.
Yes, sir. And thank you, sir. Students, so you can ask questions. Sir, before end of the session, we'll have one camera session, sir. We'll take one photo. So I'll request all the panel members to turn on your cameras. Thank you, sir. Sendil Velan. Pugalindi, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Students,
Thank
if
you.
thank you.
Sir, you can proceed, sir. If anybody is having any
Yes.
doubt, any queries?
In chat box, there is no question. Students, our panel members are here to answer any question related to startup or how to convert your idea into project or startup. You can ask your panel members. You can unmute your mic and ask a question. I think there are no more questions. So we end the session, sir. Almost. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I thank all the panel members, Dr. S. Ilevel, Dr. N. Pugalindi, Mr. V. Sendilvelan, for sharing your valuable time with our students. And I thank our HOD and the principal and college management for extending their support to organize this event. Thank you, students, to participate this event. Thank you, Amos, Raja Karthikeyan, and Jana Kumar for their support. So thank you all. Thank you, everyone.